What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and I want to do something a little different today. Today I'm going to be going over my Pro Bowl votes. I know some people take it as serious as political voting. I don't, but I just want to go over basically my Pro Bowl team. This is basically my all-star team so far this season, and it's going to be split up into two teams, of course, but this is basically my Pro Bowl voting. Leave your Pro Bowl votes in the comment section below, and let me know who I missed out, who I should have put in, who should I have left out, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to be starting off with the quarterbacks. I'm going to be starting off, and this is in no particular order, by the way. I'm not going to go over any yards and touchdowns and interceptions because apparently the Pro Bowl voting, the ballot, the stats are wrong. They're from the week before. They're as of, I think, week 12, not of week 13. So I wrote down all these stats and realized that these aren't even accurate right now. But I did not go over just stats. I went over basically team record, not just team record, how you kind of, are you significant to your team's record? Are you helping your team win in any way? Are you padding stats and things like that? So here is my Pro Bowl voting. Starting off with the quarterbacks, Drew Brees leads the way, of course. Jared Goff, Andrew Luck, Patrick Mahomes, of course. Everybody has to have Patrick Mahomes in the Pro Bowl voting. Phillip Rivers and Ben Roethlisberger. Now, I left out Matt Ryan, even though he had better stats than Ben Roethlisberger. His team is 4-8 right now, and if you're a great quarterback, you got to lead your team to a better record than that. His team's 4-8, so all these other guys have winning records on their teams right now. I think besides Andrew Luck, I think his team is 6-6. But he's leading. I think he's the lead guy for comeback player of the year. Him and J.J. Watt are going to be neck and neck in that award ceremony. Let's see who gets that, but my vote goes to Andrew Luck for sure because it's harder to play quarterback than it is defensive end in the NFL. And the fact that he has already 30-plus touchdowns, it says a lot. So we're going to go over to running backs now. Leading the way for running backs, I got Saquon Barkley, over 1,500 scrimmage yards already as a rookie, and we're going into Week 14. Giants all the way. I can't believe, with the terrible season we have something to look forward to. By the way, rocking some new Giants merch today. Got that for my birthday. My birthday was November 30th, for those of you guys that didn't know. So, yeah. Anyway, James Conner, another young player, and something I noticed, guys, before I move on, my whole Pro Bowl voting has a lot of young players. This is something that I don't usually see when I vote in the Pro Bowl. I usually vote these veteran guys because the rookies are they have decent stats. That they're going to be good in the future, but they're just not there yet. But there are some rookies in here, some guys on rookie contracts that are just lighting it up in the NFL right now, and the NFL is changing. I think that's a big part of the college football game. College football is evolving as well. A lot of more talent in college football, and you're seeing that displayed in the NFL. Maybe one day where you'll see a college team actually look like they could compete with an NFL team. So anyway, moving on. We got James Conner, Ezekiel Elliott. It hurts for me to say that. Ezekiel Elliott deserves a Pro Bowl. Melvin Gordon, who I think is a very underrated running back, one of the better running backs in the NFL, running back for the Chargers. And Todd Gurley, who went in the draft before Melvin Gordon in that, I believe, 2015 draft. 2015 draft. Todd Gurley, just 17 total touchdowns so far, and that's just by week 12. I don't know if he had any more touchdowns in that Rams game against the Lions. But anyway, Todd Gurley ends it for the running backs in the Pro Bowl voting. Wide receivers got Juju Smith-Schuster, who has more receiving yards than Antonio Brown this year. Antonio Brown has 11 touchdowns, but about 900 yards or something like that. So that's pretty crazy to see. Devontae Adams, who I think is very underrated, touchdown freaking machine. I think he leads the NFL in touchdowns since he got in the league. Don't quote me on that, but I think he leads in touchdowns ever since he got in the league. Anyway, Odell Beckham, Jr., 6 touchdowns, got out to a little slow start just because of the Giants offense, but I think still deserves a Pro Bowl nod. Tyreek Hill, who is just a monster. A couple years ago, he went to the Pro Bowl. I think he's been to the Pro Bowl every year since he's been drafted, but as a special teams player, I think this would be the first year he gets put in as a wide receiver, because I think he really came into his own as a wide receiver. 11 touchdowns as a wide receiver. DeAndre Hopkins, over 1,000 yards already, one of the better wide receivers in the league. Julio Jones, Adam Thielen, who has more yards than Stephon Diggs, and Michael Thomas, who I just can't believe that Giants missed out on Michael Thomas. We drafted Sterling Shepard. I love Sterling Shepard, but just think about having Odell and Michael Thomas at the same time. Anyway, moving on to the fullbacks. The first fullback you got to put in is Kyle Juszczyk. He is the best fullback in the league. There's no doubt about that. No other fullback has more than 100 yards in the NFL, 100 scrimmage yards. Kyle Juszczyk has 286. So he deserves a Pro Bowl nod automatically. And then I got C.J. Hammond there. I would vote, because fullbacks don't really matter in the Pro Bowl voting. I would have voted Elijah Penny for the Giants, who's been doing pretty good for us since we got him, but he wasn't listed on the Pro Bowl voting. So that sucks. Moving on to tight ends, we got Zach Ertz, who continues to be one of the better tight ends in the league. I think is the second best tight end in the league, right behind Travis Kelce, who was almost at 1,000 yards. Zach Ertz, almost at 1,000 as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if Travis Kelce already got to 1,000 yards. But I got George Kittle next, and then Jared Cook. So these guys have just been lighting it up in the NFL. Tight ends are really looked at more in the NFL than ever before, and you see that already. George Kittle, a second-year player, already 123 yards as a tight end. I really wish we would have got him instead of Evan Ingram, because a lot of people were saying that the Giants should have gotten George Kittle in like the 5th round or something like that. 4th or 5th round. I believe he was a 4th or 5th round selection, and he got drafted. He got projected as a 3rd round pick, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. But George Kittle was like a mid to late round pick, and he's just lighting it up right now. Way better than Evan Ingram probably will ever be. We look at the tackles. I got Taylor Lewan. I've got David Bakhtiari, Tyron Smith. I gave some love to right tackles because they never get love. Ryan Schrader and Mitchell Schwartz, one of the better right tackles in the NFL. And then last but not least, I got Andrew Whitworth to finish off the tackles. For guards, I got David DeCastro, Ramon Foster, Zach Martin, Quentin Nelson, Marshall Yonda, and Kevin Zeitler. For centers, I've got Marquise Pouncey and Jason Kelsey, Alex Mack, and Ryan Kelly. Moving on to the defense, we got the defensive ends. Myles Garrett, who just been lighting it up. Didn't have a spectacular rookie season, but played very well when he was healthy. But his injury kept him out most of the season, or I think almost half of the season last year in his rookie year. But now has 10 sacks already. Myles Garrett lighting it up. Daniel Hunter is my second defensive end. Chandler Jones, who just the Patriots messed up in getting rid of him. I think they would have been just a huge juggernaut if they still had Chandler Jones. They probably would have been undefeated because their defense is all right. But with Chandler Jones, I mean, he's just a monster. Cameron Jordan, and then Jason Pierre-Paul, and then last but not least, J.J. Watt, who I said is neck and neck with Andrew Luck as comeback player of the year. Jason Pierre-Paul doing very well in Tampa Bay right now. I think he has over 11 or 12 sacks right now, and he had 8 sacks in both years, the last 2 years for the Giants. But just in a better scheme right now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then defensive tackles, we got Geno Atkins, DeForest Buckner, Aaron Donald, of course, Damon Harrison. This has to be the year, guys. I know Damon Harrison is not a Giant anymore, but Damon Harrison deserves a Pro Bowl spot ever since he was with the Jets. He is your typical old school defensive tackle, hard nose tackle, and best in stopping the run by far. Nobody even comes close to Damon Harrison. Deserves a Pro Bowl nod. This better be the year. He has 2.5 sacks so far this year, and that hopefully will get him in there because he's the best run stuffer. Plus he has 2.5 sacks. So please, Damon Harrison needs to get in. And then last but not least, I've got Cameron Hayward and Sheldon Rankins. Sheldon Rankins looking phenomenal. I mean, just a monster. As like one of those hybrid defensive tackles that are so quick that can stop the run and pass rush. We look at inside linebackers. You know, you could argue Alec Ogletree, but I think these four guys really deserve the nod over Alec Ogletree because Alec Ogletree had a phenomenal game last game, and it kind of boosted his stats up a little bit and kind of like made his case a little bit more. If he didn't get off to a bad start in the beginning of the year, he probably would have been in the Pro Bowl, Alec Ogletree. But inside linebackers, I got Luke Kuechly, Jalen Smith, who's been looking really good lately, Roquan Smith, and Leighton Vander Esch. Now, Leighton Vander Esch, I believe, is an outside linebacker, not an inside linebacker, but they have him listed as an inside linebacker, so I'm going to vote him in there because he has over 100 tackles in his rookie season. Out of Boise State Broncos, go Broncos. And then outside linebackers, we got Bradley Chubb, another rookie, Dee Ford, Darius Leonard, another rookie who is leading the NFL in tackles, leading the NFL in total tackles, like the whole NFL, not just rookies, the whole NFL, 114 tackles, 6 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and an interception. This guy is just a monster. Khalil Mack is my other outside linebacker, and then Von Miller, of course. For cornerbacks, I got A.J. Bouye, Kyle Fuller, Xavier Howard, who I just wanted to give a little love in there because he leads the NFL in interceptions right now with, I believe, 7 interceptions. So he deserves a little love there. Marshawn Lattimore deserves a spot. And Patrick Peterson, Jalen Ramsey, Denzel Ward, another rookie, by the way. Tre'Davious White, a second-year guy. Tre'Davious White just continues to be one of the better cornerbacks in the NFL, one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. Again, really wish we would have got Tre'Davious White. Strong safeties, I got HaHa Clinton-Dix and John Johnson from the Rams. I know a lot of people don't know about John Johnson, but I think he deserves a Pro Bowl spot. But then we look at Landon Collins. Why isn't Landon Collins in there? He's just a stat pattern. He has like 90 tackles, right? 95 tackles, or maybe even 100 tackles right now. Leads the Giants, of course, almost leads the NFL. But I just don't think he deserves a Pro Bowl spot. I look at Landon Collins every single week. I'm a Giants fan, of course. I look at the Giants every single week. Look at Landon Collins every single week, and I just don't think he deserves a spot. He is terrible in coverage. He bounces off of tackles too often. You know, sometimes he has some great tackles. Sometimes he hits somebody really hard, gets a great tackle for loss, plays well in the box, but just in coverage is just not. It's just not there. So I just got HaHa Clinton-Dix and John Johnson. For free safeties, we got 2 young guys, rookie Derwin James and second-year guy Eddie Jackson. Eddie Jackson, just come on. Eddie Jackson has to be in the Pro Bowl. I mean, sure, he may not be the best free safety in the league, but he's just a playmaker. He's a complete playmaker, deserves a Pro Bowl spot. And then Derwin James, who might be, he's in the running for Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's in there with Darius Leonard as well. For special teams, I've got my guy, kicker Aldrick Rosas. I've always believed in Aldrick Rosas. I'm not even going to say it like I'm just jumping on the bandwagon. Ever since his rookie year, even when he struggled, I like Aldrick Rosas because Aldrick Rosas in his preseason played a very good preseason, was able to beat out, I believe, Josh, what's his name? The guy that beat his wife. Whatever, I forgot his name, but he beat him out. I believe he beat him out, or was it Robbie Gould? I think he beat out Robbie Gould. I don't know. But, Aldrick Rosas in his rookie year, he beat out Robbie Gould. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, he beat out Robbie Gould. Aldrick Rosas had a phenomenal preseason, and then, didn't do well in his rookie season. But then now he's coming into his own, and he has, a 57-yard kick, his best in the NFL, the longest in Giants history, by the way, and that was in the rain as well, and has 24 out of 23 field goals made, all extra points made. So very, very good by Aldrick Rosas. And then the last kicker, I've got Justin Tucker, who I think deserves a spot every year. Return specialist, and you could argue Jason Myers as well. He might get the nod over Aldrick Rosas, but I want Aldrick Rosas in there. Return specialist, I got Tyreek Hill, so he will be nominated for both spots for me. And then I've got Tyler Lockett in that other return specialist spot. Punters, I got Tress Way for the Washington Redskins because he leads the NFL in punts inside the 20, I believe, with like 30 plus already. I don't think any punter has that much already, so I've got Tress Way in there. And then Michael Dixon, who has been having a good rookie year for the Seattle Seahawks, who was drafted from the Texas Longhorns. And then from the special teams guys, doesn't really matter to me much, so I just voted a Giants player in, Michael Thomas, who has been playing very well in special teams and has been consistently a very good special teams player ever since he was with the Dolphins. So I'm going to have Michael Thomas in there for the Pro Bowl voting. And then Sherrick McManus from the Bears, who usually makes the Pro Bowl a couple years for the Bears. So that is my Pro Bowl voting, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I don't know who's going to watch this video, but I just want to get something interesting in there. Kind of go over who I like right now in the NFL. Who are my favorite players in the NFL? That's pretty much who I put in the Pro Bowl voting. I'm not very biased. If I need to leave a Giants player out, I will leave a Giants player out, like Landon Collins, like Alec Ogletree. So with all that being said, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like this video if you guys liked it. Comment your comments, subscribe if you're new, remember to ring that notification bell so you never miss a video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.